LLaMA 4 burst out of Meta AI's labs in April 2025, and it's been a roller coaster ever since. Dropped on April 5th, this family of AI models, Scout, Maverick, and the still-cooking Behemoth, promised to shake things up with text and image smarts, a massive memory, and open access for all. But instead of cheers, it sparked a storm of questions, doubts, and some serious side-eye from the tech world. Why'd Meta rush it out? Did they pull a fast one on benchmarks? And why are folks saying it's stumbling in the real world? Let's unpack this wild ride and figure out what's going on. LLaMA 4 was meant to be a big deal. Think AI that chats like a pro and sees your pics, all while being free for developers to grab at LLaMA.com or Hugging Face. But the buzz quickly turned to grumbles, with whispers of a premature launch, sketchy benchmark scores, and performance that's got some calling it a step back. Why did Meta drop LLaMA 4 faster than you can say AI? Word on the street is they were feeling the heat. Other labs, like DeepSeek in China, have been rolling out models that match or beat Meta's older llamas, and they're doing it cheaper. Posts floating around online suggest Meta scrambled to stay in the game, setting up war rooms to crack how rivals were cutting costs and boosting power. It's like they saw the competition sprinting ahead and thought, we gotta move now. The timing's fishy too. April 5th was a Saturday. Nobody drops a blockbuster model on a weekend unless they're in a hurry. Some think Meta panicked, worried they'd lose their edge as the open source champs. LLaMA 3 was a hit in 2024, setting a high bar, but DeepSeek's models, like R1 and V3, were stealing the spotlight with slick performance at lower costs. Meta's blog post on April 5th screamed confidence. Scout's a single GPU star, Maverick's a coding beast. But the rush feels like they were desperate to reclaim the crown before someone else did. Did they push it out half-baked? That's what folks are asking. Another angle? Meta might have wanted to flex at LLaMACon on April 29, 2025. Dropping Scout and Maverick early could have been a way to build hype for Behemoth's big reveal. But rushing can backfire, and boy, did it spark some drama. Let's get to that next. Here's where things get spicy. LLaMA 4 Maverick hit LLaMA, a popular AI showdown spot, with a dazzling ELO score of 1,417, supposedly topping GPT-4o in chats. Meta's blog post leaned hard into this, shouting, best-in-class performance to cost ratio. But then the plot twisted. Testers found the public Maverick model acting way dumber than that score suggested. What gives? Turns out Meta used an experimental version, LLaMA 4 Maverick 0326 Experimental, for LLaMA, not the one they released to everyone. Sneaky move. Online chatter blew up. Folks on X and Reddit called it a bait and switch, saying Meta juiced the numbers to look good. One post even claimed a disgruntled ex-Meta employee spilled tea on a Chinese forum, alleging the team mixed benchmark test sets into training to inflate scores. That's like studying the exam answers beforehand. Cheating, basically. Meta's Ahmad Al-Dali jumped in to deny it, saying, nope, just an optimized chat version, and we're excited for feedback. But the damage was done. LLaMA's own team wasn't thrilled, updating their rules to stop this kind of confusion in the future. When LLaMA turned on style control, a way to judge answers without fancy formatting, Maverick slipped from 2nd to 5th place. Ouch. It's like Maverick was dressed up to impress human voters with long, polished replies, but the actual brains? Not quite there. This stunt made developers mad. They rely on benchmarks to pick models, and now they're wondering, can we trust Meta's numbers? It's a black eye for their cred, and it's fueling the controversy big time. LLaMA 4 was supposed to soar, but the negative vibes are loud. Users are airing their gripes everywhere. Here's the rundown of what's got them riled up. Maverick was hyped for coding, but it's bombing tasks like simulating physics or writing clean software. One benchmark, Aider Polyglot, gave it a measly 16%, way below DeepSeek 5.3 or Claude 3.7. Developers are like, why bother? Scout's 10 million token context window sounds epic. Think millions of words at once. But testers found it's more hype than reality. It wasn't trained on prompts longer than 256,000 tokens, so past that, it's a mess. Plus, you need 8 NVIDIA H100 GPUs, hundreds of thousands of bucks, to even touch 1.4 million tokens. Good luck running that at home. The LLaMA 4 license bans used in the EU for companies based there, likely due to strict AI and data laws. That's got European developers fuming. They're cut out of the fun. The local LLaMA subreddit, a big fan base for Meta's models, is straight up disappointed. Meta's own tests painted LLaMA 4 as a star, Scout at 69.4 on MMMU picture quizzes, Maverick at 73.4, and Behemoth aiming for 95.0 on MMLU AI Brainiac test. But when independent testers got their hands on it, the shine wore off fast. Here's how it's flopping. On general tasks like reasoning or math, Maverick scores 49 on the intelligence index, beating Claude 3.7, but trailing DeepSeek Phi 3 at 53. Scout's at 36, on par with GPT-4o Mini. Not bad, but not the blowout Meta claimed. Scout's big selling point, 10 million tokens, falls apart in complex tasks like ruler or LLaMA.3. It's great for finding needles in haystacks, but chokes on deep reasoning over long texts. Maverick's 1 million token window isn't much better. On live code bench, Scout's at 43.4, not awful, but nowhere near DeepSeek's V3 or Qwen 2.5. Maverick's coding hype fizzled too, with users saying it can't keep up with Gemini 2.5 Pro or Claude 3.7. The kicker? Many say LLaMA 3.3, Meta's last release, handles practical tasks better. LLaMA 3.3's 7dB model outdid LLaMA 4 on MATH and IFEVAL benchmarks. LLaMA 4's launch isn't just a tech flop, it's a trust crisis. The LLaMA mess kicked things off. With accusations Meta gamed the system to look better than they were. That ex-employee post, claiming leadership fudged training to hit internal goals, hasn't been proven, but it's got people suspicious. Was Meta more about hype than honesty? Others point fingers at Meta's AI chief, Yann LeCun, saying his skepticism about scaling slowed them down while rivals like OpenAI and Google surged ahead. Meta's response hasn't helped. Al Dale's posts on X, blaming bugs and promising fixes, feel like damage control. The company's blog admits Maverick's experimental LLaMA version, but doesn't fully explain why the public model lags. It's like Meta's playing catch-up while tripping over their own feet. So where does LLaMA 4 go from here? Meta's got LLaMACon on April 29, 2025, and all eyes are on Behemoth. It's promised to outshine GPT 4.5 in STEM, but after this mess, folks are skeptical. Will it fix the reasoning gaps, handle coding better, or just be another big, clunky model? Meta's also teasing a reasoning model to rival OpenAI's o1 series, which could patch up Scout and Maverick's weak spots. But they need to act fast. DeepSeek's V3 and Google's Gemini 2.5 Pro are setting the pace, and developers are jumping ship. Online, ideas are flying. Smaller models for local use, audio support, or better fine-tuning tools. The big question is trust. Can Meta rebuild it? They could start by being upfront, release raw benchmark data, admit what went wrong, and focus on practical wins over marketing spin. LLaMA 4's open weight setup means the community can tweak it so there's hope yet. But if Behemoth flops or LLaMACon's just hype, Meta's AI rep could take a bigger hit. LLaMA 4 was supposed to be Meta's victory lap, Scout, Maverick, and Behemoth storming in to rule AI. Instead, it's a cautionary tale. Rushing it out to beat rivals like DeepSeek? Bold, but risky. That LLaMA stunt using a juiced-up model backfired, making benchmarks look shaky. Real-world tests show Scout and Maverick tripping where LLaMA 3.3 strode, and the community's not happy. From coding flops to memory myths, the negatives pile up, and the controversies left Meta scrambling. But it's not game over. LLaMA 4's still got potential. Open access means anyone can tinker and improve it. Head to LLaMA.com and give it a spin yourself. LLaMACon's around the corner, and Behemoth might turn things around. What do you think? Can Meta bounce back? Got a dream fix for LLaMA 4? Drop it below. Let's brainstorm the future of AI together. This ride's been wild, but the road's still open.